Welcome back to Solo Marvel Champion. I am continuing my player card series today with Leadership. Leadership is an aspect I didn't fully value when I first started playing the game because it doesn't have big attack events, it doesn't have big thwart events, but what it does have are ways for you to manage a huge team of allies. We'll start with allies as normal. Hawkeye is a very good ally. 3 cost, 1 thwart, 1 attack. He has 3 health. I love that number 3 on there for health. Hawkeye enters with 4 arrow counters. After a minion enters play, remove 1, deal 2 damage to that minion. So if you're playing a scenario with a lot of minions, you get great value out of Hawkeye. If you're playing a scenario with few minions, you still get a lot of value out of Hawkeye because he just sits there and waits for the minions to come out. When they do, they take some damage right off the bat. From there, you can attack them to get the rest of that damage off. I really like Hawkeye, especially in Ultron. In Ultron, if you're just playing core, Hawkeye is your best friend. Next is Maria Hill. Maria Hill is bonkers good, and when I first started playing, I only thought she was really, really good. But no, she is bonkers good because I'm only used to playing true solo. I didn't truly value her response. When she enters play, each player draws 1 card. So playing solo, I get a card from that, that's great. In a 4-player game, 4 people are each drawing a card, and that's super great. 2 cost, 2 thwart, which is very good, 1 attack, 2 health. With Maria Hill, generally what you're doing is put her down, draw your card, thwart for 2, and then block. If there is a lot of threat on the main, you may, instead of blocking with her, thwart for 2 a second time. Very, very good card. I said back in Aggression that there was 1 ally coming up that I very much undervalued, and that was Vision. I have had a problem with 4 cost cards, so I didn't really appreciate what Vision is doing. 4 cost, 1 thwart, 2 attack, 3 health. Again, that 3 is very good. Action, spend an energy resource, choose thwart or attack. Until the end of the phase, Vision gets +2 to the chosen power. Now, if you're only spending that resource and attacking once, that's not great value. Something that Leadership has, and there's 1 in the core set, is ways to ready an ally. So you can put him into play, maybe not even use him the turn he comes into play. That's fine, I do that all the time. Next turn, pay an energy, choose one or the other, thwart or attack, depending on what you need in the moment. Use him, and then play Get Ready. He's gonna ready, and because the phase is not over yet, he still has +1 or +2 to that stat. So you can attack again for 4, or thwart again for 3. Vision is a much better ally than I first thought when I was looking at the core set. Of course, there are some Voltron decks where you're just playing a bunch of attachments, or not attachments, but upgrades onto Vision to give him even more value. Vision is a really, really good card. Next in events is Lead from the Front. This one does have some synergy with Get Ready, but it only lasts until the end of the phase. So let's say you had Vision, you gave him +2 attack. Now you can play Lead from the Front, give him another +1 attack, so he can attack for 5. Unless you can ready Vision with, say, a Get Ready, I almost feel this card is wasted. I think when you're going to play Lead from the Front, you need to be playing it on a hero who can ready one or more times, maybe have some allies that are going to be able to ready one or more times to get really good value out of that. If you're playing it just to get +1 attack on 1 or 2, that's not worth it. You're paying 2 for 2 attack or 2 for 2 thwart. So I'm a little lukewarm on Lead from the Front, but definitely with a lot of allies in play, which is something Leadership can do. Lead from the Front is not a super great card. Final event in Leadership is Make the Call, and this is a fantastic card. Pay the printed resource cost of an ally in any player's discard pile. Most of the time I'm doing that with my own because I'm playing true solo. Put that enemy, or put that ally into play under your control. And the way Maria Hill is worded is really important too, because it's when she enters play, not when you play her from your hand. There are some allies that say when you play her from your hand. So Maria can do what she's going to do. She draws you a card, she thwarts, she blocks. Next turn, make the call, bring her back from your discard pile. She's entering play, so you draw a card again, remove 2, threat again, etc. So make the call is very, very good, and there are a lot of allies who can take advantage of this. Hawkeye. He's used up his 4 counters, you've attacked with him a couple times, he's blocked. He goes to discard, you bring him right back in, he gets 4 new counters. So, Make the Call is a very good event. Next we have the Triskelion. So 1 cost support, increase your ally limit by 1. Very good as a leadership card, because when I'm building decks, my own rule of thumb with any aspect is to play 5 or 6 allies. But in leadership, I like to run 8 or 9 allies, because I want to have allies out so that I can have all 3 of my slots filled, maybe all 4 of my slots filled with the Triskelion. So having extra ally slots is very, very good. Inspired is the single upgrade in leadership. Attached to an ally, attached ally gets +1 thwart and +1 attack. Inspired can be good, and it looks good to have 1 of each, but you're only using 1 or the other at a time. Unless you're readying. Then you can, attack for +1, ready, and then thwart for +1. That is going to be better on allies which have more health. Vision has 3 health. He's going to get a +1, or a +2 rather, from this ability. Then he can also get a +1 from there. And he can do that 3 times. Maria Hill, I wouldn't play Inspired on Maria Hill because she only has 2 health. Maybe, though, there's a lot of threat on the main scheme, so that gets her up to 3. You're only getting to use it twice, though, so I'm unsure about Inspired. I like the cost. I'm just not sure, unless you have a lot of health, that's going to be worth it. It might be good to play that in the core on Hawkeye. Now he's dealing 2 damage to minions as they come in, and 3 times he can attack for 2, or thwart for 2. That could be really good on Hawkeye. But then as the collection grows, there are some allies that you might want to really consider playing Inspired on. Of course, there's the Power Of. Power Of is going to get your Maria Hill out. It's going to help you play Vision. I don't think I need to say in every video how good the Power Of cards are. but I'm going to because I only have one more at this point. Protection also has a power of, so I'll have to talk about it in that video as well. That is Leadership in the core set. I think the best card in the core for Leadership is Maria Hill. But then very, very close on her heels is Make the Call. Especially when you're playing them in combo. But Maria Hill, I love 2-cost allies to begin with. And Maria Hill gives you a lot of value for 2 resources. So those are my thoughts on core Leadership. Let me know what I got wrong. Let me know why I'm wrong. Is Vision way too expensive for his ability? I really like him for that ability. Is Maria Hill not the best card in the core? I definitely think she is, but if you don't, let me know and let me know why. Thanks for watching today, and I hope you have a great day.